everyone, welcome back to Noreen's Kitchen. Today we have an Easter special for you. We're going to be making this delicious spiced peach glazed ham, and I can't wait to share it with you. Let's go see how this all comes together. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to make our glaze and we're going to take care of our ham, and this is the ham that you saw us feature in our Aldi haul. We're ham fans in this house. Rick is always wondering if a ham is good. Because he says he's had hams before that looked beautiful that didn't have any flavor. Well, I took my slicing knife and I cut a little bit off of it so we could taste it, because it is a fully cooked ham, and I am here to tell you that it is a delicious ham. There is nothing wrong with this ham. It is amazing, actually. I have my ham in a roasting pan. I don't have it on a rack. We're actually gonna go ahead and flip it this way. Okay, this is how I prefer to roast my ham. Now the one thing is, when you get a ham that is not spiral sliced, you are going to have to score the outer rind just a little bit. It just don't have to do a big deal, but you do have to score it. Otherwise this skin is gonna buckle on you and then it won't look pretty. That's all. Especially this thick rind part. You want to make sure that you get that scored. So then what you want to do is you want to come up the opposite direction from where you just came. Kind of go the opposite direction like this. So you're making like a diamond pattern, and you don't have to cut too deep. This is my Rita stubby butcher knife, and I love this for slicing meats. It's absolutely wonderful. I'll leave a link below to where you can find one for yourself. And that should almost do it. We're gonna move on to our glaze. So let me move this out of the way. What we have, we're doing a spiced peach glazed ham. What better way to start that off than 1 cup or 1 jar, this is an 8-ounce jar, of my homemade peach jam. I made this last September, September, I think it was in July. Last summer sometime. Just get that in there. I'm also gonna add about 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. This will give it a really lovely tang, and it kind of cuts through the sweetness a bit, because the best part about a ham glaze is it has to have like an even amount of sweet to sour, or you know, tangy. And I'm going to add, this is my Holiday Hearth seasoning blend, and this has cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, allspice, cardamom, mace. It has a whole bunch. This is also the same thing I use in my fruit cake. I used it the other day when I made my hot cross buns. It's just a really great all-purpose mixed spice for you know, baking, or when you want those warm spice flavors. And traditionally you would put cloves on a ham if you were going to make it old school style with, you know, cloves and pineapple and maraschino cherries and all of that goodness. But this time we're going to use it as the flavor profile in our glaze. So I'm going to go and I'm going to bring our ham back. And don't worry, I'm not going to painstakingly brush this whole thing, but I am going to use the brush to kind of even things out. But I'm just going to go ahead and pour this glaze right over top, because that makes things easy. And then you can just get in here and brush that glaze up the side and make sure you get a nice even coat all the way around. And then what we want to do is we want to get a little bit of water. Okay, now I'm going to add a cup of water. This is just the jar that the jam came out of. I'm adding a cup of water down to the bottom of the pan, because I am not going to cover this. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. I have my oven preheated at 325 degrees. Now this ham, like I said, is fully cooked, so we're not really cooking the ham as much as we're setting the glaze. We want to heat the ham all the way through, but we don't want to overcook it and dry it out, because it will do that if you put it in the oven for too long. You don't want to put this in there for too long on too high of a heat, because the sugar in that glaze is going to burn. So the water in the bottom of the pan is going to serve 2 purposes. As it roasts, it's going to keep the ham nice and moist, and it's going to evaporate. Then the glaze is going to be nice and sticky. You're going to want to go in there after the first hour. You're going to want to baste this about every 15 minutes just to make sure that the glaze stays on the ham and everything gets beautiful and coated, and you get a nice shellacky kind of outer shell on your ham. So I'm going to pop this in the oven. We're going to roast this for about 2.5 hours, and when we come back, I'll show you what it looks like. There you have it. There is our spiced peach glazed ham. Then it's all ready for dinner. We're going to be eating it for dinner. You guys know when I share stuff with you for holidays, we always end up having to make it ahead of time. So we're going to be enjoying this for dinner tonight, along with Rick's picnic beans and some baked sweet potatoes, and I can't wait for dinner. I think it's going to be awesome. So I know that Rick is, we've already tasted a little morsel, but I think I want to taste this piece here that has all this amazing glaze on it. After it came out of the oven, I flipped it so that I could actually glaze the cut side of the ham, and then I just let it cool off, and it's just lovely. This ham is super flavorful, so if you've never had a ham from Aldi and you have the opportunity to try it, I highly recommend it. Super delicious.
That is heaven.
That is really good. Well, this ham is going to be used for our budget-friendly bulk cooking meal maker series. I had a lot of people request that I do ham for the bulk cooking series. They said that they didn't really know what to do with it if they bought a big ham, and they were kind of afraid to do that. Don't be afraid. Buy the ham, because ham is super versatile and you can do a lot of things with it. We're going to be using this ham in a lot of different things after we eat it for dinner tonight. So I can't wait to share those things with you in coming videos. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed seeing how I made this delicious spiced peach glazed ham. It really is delicious, and I would be excited to hear if you use this for your Easter table or anytime, because it's really, really delicious. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please hit that subscribe button, as well as if you are subscribed, hit that notification button, because we don't want any of you to miss any of the videos that we upload, and any of the real food for real people, real easy recipes that we share all the time right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our kitchen. I hope that you'll give this spiced glazed ham a try, and I hope that you love it. And until next time, happy Easter!